Ladies and gentlemen, today we delve into the realm of discretion, where wisdom teaches us the art of knowing what to share and, more importantly, what to withhold. In a world that often demands transparency, there are certain aspects of our lives that should remain private, protected, and sacred. These are the treasures of our hearts and minds that, if shared recklessly, can lead to regret, pain, or even betrayal. Your dreams and visions are the most precious treasures you possess. They represent the deepest desires of your heart, the goals that drive you, and the purpose that fuels your journey through life. These dreams are not merely fleeting thoughts or idle wishes. They are the essence of who you are and who you are destined to become. However, like all precious things, dreams are fragile, especially in their early stages. They can easily be crushed by negativity, doubt, and the harsh realities of life. This fragility is why it is essential to guard your dreams with unwavering determination and wisdom. When you first conceive a dream, it is often in its most vulnerable state. It exists as a delicate idea, full of potential but not yet fully formed. At this stage, your dream is like a young sapling, just beginning to take root in the fertile soil of your mind. It requires careful nurturing, protection from the elements, and the right environment to grow. This environment includes positive influences, supportive relationships, and a mindset that believes in the possibility of the dream coming to fruition. Without these, the dream can wither and die before it ever has a chance to blossom. Negativity is one of the greatest threats to your dreams. It can come from within, in the form of self-doubt and fear, or from external sources such as critical voices and pessimistic opinions. When you share your dreams with others prematurely, you open the door to these negative influences. Not everyone will see the value or potential of your vision. Some may be quick to dismiss it, laugh at it, or even try to convince you that it is impossible. These reactions can sow seeds of doubt in your mind, causing you to question your ability of your dream. Over time, this doubt can erode your confidence, making it difficult to pursue your goals with the passion and commitment they require. It is important to recognize that not everyone is capable of understanding your dreams. People often view the world through the lens of their own experiences, limitations, and fears. If someone has never dared to dream big or has been conditioned to believe in limitations, they may project their own insecurities onto you. They may tell you that your dream is unrealistic, too ambitious, or that you are not capable of achieving it. While they may not intend to harm you, their words can have a profound impact on your psyche, especially if you are still in the process of building belief in yourself and your vision. This is why it is crucial to be selective about who you share your dreams with. In the early stages, it is often best to keep your dreams to yourself, allowing them to grow in the safety of your own mind and heart. As your dream begins to take shape and you start to see signs of its potential, you can gradually share it with those who have proven themselves to be supportive, encouraging, and trustworthy. These are the people who will water your dream with positivity, offer constructive feedback, and stand by you as you work to make it a reality. In addition to guarding your dreams from external negativity, you must also be vigilant against the internal forces that can threaten them. Fear of failure, fear of success, and the fear of the unknown are common obstacles that can cause you to abandon your dreams before you even begin to pursue them. These fears are natural, but they must not be allowed to take root in your mind. Instead, you must cultivate a mindset of resilience, determination, and unwavering faith in your ability to achieve your goals. This mindset is the armor that will protect your dream from the inevitable challenges and setbacks you will encounter along the way. Another important aspect of guarding your dreams is to be patient and allow them to develop at their own pace. In a world that often values instant gratification, it can be tempting to rush the process or to expect immediate results. However, dreams take time to mature. They require careful planning, consistent effort, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances. If you try to force your dream to grow too quickly, you may end up compromising its integrity or missing out on important lessons and opportunities that are essential to its success. As your dream grows stronger and begins to take on a life of its own, you will find that it becomes more resilient to negativity and doubt. This is when you can start to share it with a wider audience, seeking out those who can help you bring it to fruition. By this point, your dream will have deep roots, a solid foundation, and a clear direction, making it less susceptible to the challenges that once threatened its survival. The deepest parts of your heart and mind are sacred. They encompass your innermost thoughts, your true intentions, and the plans that define your future. These are the aspects of yourself that are not visible to the outside world, and they form the core of who you are. These inner workings are what make you unique, and they hold the key to your potential and destiny. However, because they are so deeply personal and integral to your identity, they must be protected with the utmost care. Sharing them recklessly can leave you exposed to dangers that you may not foresee: manipulation, betrayal, and the erosion of your sense of self. Secrets are the silent protectors of our inner world. They are the boundaries that we set to safeguard our emotional well-being and mental clarity. When we keep certain thoughts and plans to ourselves, we maintain control over how our lives unfold. This control is crucial, as it allows us to navigate the complexities of life with a sense of purpose and direction. When we reveal too much too soon, we relinquish some of this control, placing ourselves at the mercy of others' interpretations, judgments, and agendas. In a world that often glorifies oversharing and transparency, the notion of keeping secrets can seem countercultural. Yet there is great wisdom in knowing that not everything needs to be shared. Some aspects of our lives are too personal, too delicate to be exposed to the scrutiny of others. These are the thoughts, feelings, and plans that, if revealed prematurely or to the wrong people, can be twisted, misunderstood, or used against us. It is in these moments of vulnerability that we must be especially cautious, recognizing that not everyone who appears trustworthy truly is. Manipulation is a subtle and insidious threat that can arise when we share our secrets too freely. Those who seek to manipulate others often do so by exploiting the information they have been given. When you reveal your deepest thoughts and plans, you provide manipulators with the tools they need to influence your decisions, control your actions, and steer you away from your true path. They may use your vulnerabilities against you, making you question your own instincts and leading you down a path that benefits them rather than you. This can be particularly dangerous when the manipulator is someone you trust, as their actions may not be immediately apparent as harmful. Over time, however, the damage becomes clear as you find yourself increasingly disconnected from your original intentions and goals. Betrayal is another risk that comes with sharing too much. When you confide in someone, you do so with the expectation that your trust will be honored and that your secrets will be kept. Unfortunately, not everyone is capable of upholding this trust. Betrayal often comes from those closest to us, and it can be devastating precisely because it violates the bond of trust that we believed was unbreakable. When someone betrays your confidence, they not only expose your secrets to the world, but also undermine your sense of security and self-worth. This can lead to a deep sense of disillusionment, making it difficult to trust others in the future and to believe in the goodness of people. To protect yourself from these dangers, it is essential to keep your inner thoughts and plans close to your chest. This does not mean isolating yourself from others or refusing to share anything at all. Rather, it means being discerning about what you choose to reveal and to whom. The ability to discern who is worthy of your trust and who is not is a skill that must be developed over time, through experience and careful observation. Look for those who have consistently demonstrated loyalty, integrity, and respect for your boundaries. These are the people with whom you can share your deeper thoughts and plans, knowing that they will handle them with the care and confidentiality they deserve. Another important aspect of protecting your secrets is understanding the power of timing. There is a time to speak and a time to remain silent, and wisdom lies in knowing the difference. Sometimes it is necessary to keep your plans to yourself until they are fully formed and ready to be acted upon. This allows you to work through your ideas without external interference, refining them until they are strong enough to withstand scrutiny. By the time you do choose to share your plans, they will be backed by confidence and clarity, making them less vulnerable to sabotage or misinterpretation. It is also crucial to recognize that not all secrets are meant to be kept forever. Some may need to be shared eventually, whether for practical reasons or as part of your personal growth. However, even when the time comes to share, you should do so with caution and intentionality. Choose your words carefully, consider the potential impact of your disclosure, and ensure that you are sharing with someone who has earned your trust. Protecting your secrets is about maintaining the integrity of your inner world. It is about safeguarding the sacred parts of yourself that are not meant to be exposed to just anyone. By keeping your inner thoughts and plans close to your chest, you preserve your autonomy, protect yourself from manipulation and betrayal, and ensure that you remain true to who you are. This practice requires discipline, discernment, and a deep understanding of the value of your own thoughts and feelings. It is an investment in your emotional and mental well-being, one that will pay dividends as you navigate the complexities of life with confidence and wisdom. Everyone has weaknesses. These are the areas in our lives where we feel less capable, less confident, or more susceptible to failure. Vulnerabilities are a natural part of being human, and they can actually be sources of strength when acknowledged and managed with care. However, while recognizing and understanding your vulnerabilities is essential, sharing them requires discernment. Not everyone is equipped to handle your vulnerabilities with the care and respect they deserve. Some may even use them against you, turning your moments of openness into opportunities for manipulation, control, or harm. This is why it is crucial to value your vulnerabilities and choose your confidants wisely. Vulnerabilities are often seen as weaknesses, but they are also windows into your true self. They reveal the areas of your life that are most tender and sensitive, the parts of you that require protection and understanding. When you share your vulnerabilities with someone, you are essentially opening up your inner world to them, inviting them into a space where you are most exposed. This act of sharing is an act of trust, and it can be incredibly empowering when done with the right person. However, if you share these delicate aspects of yourself with the wrong person, the consequences can be devastating. One of the dangers of sharing your vulnerabilities with the wrong people is that they may not see them as something to be respected. Instead, they might view your weaknesses as opportunities to gain power over you. People who are manipulative or controlling often seek out the vulnerabilities of others as a means of exerting influence. They may use your insecurities to sway your decisions, undermine your confidence, or keep you dependent on their approval. This can lead to a situation where you are constantly second-guessing yourself, doubting your own worth, and feeling trapped in a cycle of needing validation from someone who does not have your best interests at heart. Another risk is that your vulnerabilities can be exploited as a means of emotional or psychological harm. Some individuals may use the personal information you share with them to attack you in moments of conflict or to spread rumors that damage your reputation. In these cases, what was intended as a moment of honest sharing can become a weapon used against you, leaving you feeling betrayed and exposed. This kind of betrayal can be particularly painful because it strikes at the core of who you are, making you question not only your trust in others, but also your judgment in choosing whom to trust. To protect yourself from these potential dangers, it is essential to be selective about who you choose to share your vulnerabilities with. This means taking the time to truly know someone before entrusting them with the more delicate aspects of your life. Trust is not something that should be given freely. It must be earned through consistent actions, demonstrated integrity, and a history of mutual respect. Look for people who have shown themselves to be empathetic, reliable, and supportive, those who have been there for you in both good times and bad. These are the individuals who are more likely to handle your vulnerabilities with care, offering support rather than judgment and compassion instead of criticism. In addition to being cautious about who you share with, it is also important to be mindful of when and how you share. Vulnerability should not be revealed in moments of impulse or without careful consideration. Before opening up, ask yourself whether the person you are sharing with has the maturity and emotional intelligence to handle what you are about to disclose. Consider the context of your relationship and whether it has the depth and stability to withstand the weight of such a revelation. By being deliberate in your approach, you can protect yourself from unnecessary harm and ensure that your vulnerabilities are met with the understanding and care they deserve. It is also worth noting that not all vulnerabilities need to be shared. There is power in knowing which aspects of yourself to keep private. Some weaknesses are best managed on your own or with the help of a trusted professional, such as a therapist or counselor, who is trained to offer support without judgment. In these settings, you can explore your vulnerabilities in a safe and controlled environment, gaining insights and strategies for strengthening those areas of your life. By keeping certain vulnerabilities private, you maintain control over your personal narrative and reduce the risk of being hurt by others who may not have your best interests at heart. However, when you do choose to share your vulnerabilities, and when done with the right person, it can be a deeply enriching experience. Sharing allows you to connect on a more profound level, fostering intimacy and trust in your relationships. It can also be a source of healing, as expressing your vulnerabilities can help you process and release the emotions associated with them. In the right hands, your vulnerabilities can be met with ease and understanding, creating a supportive environment where you can grow and thrive. Respecting your relationships is fundamental to maintaining the depth, trust, and integrity of the connections you share with others. Relationships, whether they be friendships, romantic partnerships, or familial bonds, are built on a foundation of mutual understanding, respect, and shared experiences. These connections are deeply personal and often involve moments of vulnerability, intimacy, and trust that are not meant for public consumption. The intricacies of your personal relationships should remain private, shielded from the scrutiny and interference of the outside world. Not every friendship, disagreement, or moment of intimacy needs an audience. By preserving the sanctity of your connections, you protect the bond that holds these relationships together, ensuring they remain strong and resilient. In today's world, where social media and instant communication have made it easier than ever to share the details of our lives with others, the temptation to overshare is strong. People often feel compelled to broadcast their lives, including the highs and lows of their relationships, to a wide audience. However, doing so can weaken the very fabric of those relationships. When you expose the private aspects of your relationships to the public, you invite opinions, judgments, and interference from people who may not have a complete understanding of the situation. This can lead to misunderstandings, unnecessary drama, and the erosion of trust between you and your loved ones. Every relationship has its challenges, disagreements, misunderstandings, and conflicts are natural parts of any close connection. However, these challenges are best addressed within the confines of the relationship itself, not in the public eye. When you share your relationship problems with others, especially through social media or casual conversations, you risk creating a distorted narrative. Outsiders who are not privy to the full context of your relationship may offer advice or opinions that are not helpful or relevant. Moreover, once you have shared these intimate details, they are out of your control, and the impact on your relationship can be difficult to reverse. Respecting the privacy of your relationships also means understanding that not every moment needs to be shared with others. Intimate moments, those that deepen your connection and create lasting bonds, are often the most sacred. These are the moments when you and your loved ones are most vulnerable, most authentic, and most connected. By keeping these moments private, you create a safe space within your relationship where both parties can be themselves without fear of judgment or exposure. This privacy fosters a deeper sense of trust and allows the relationship to flourish in its own unique way. Furthermore, when you respect the privacy of your relationships, you also protect the people involved. Each person in your life deserves to have their privacy respected, and this includes keeping the details of your interactions and experiences with them confidential. Sharing personal information or intimate details without their consent can lead to feelings of betrayal and hurt. It can also damage the trust that is essential for any healthy relationship. By keeping your relationships private, you show respect not only for the relationship itself, but also for the individuals who are part of it. Another important aspect of respecting your relationships is recognizing that not everyone needs to know the details of your personal life. Friends, colleagues do not need to be privy to the inner workings of your relationships. While it is natural to seek advice or support from those you trust, it is important to be selective about who you confide in and how much you share. Not everyone will have your best interests at heart, and some may use the information you share to gossip, judge, or create tension between you and your loved ones. By being discerning about what you share and with whom, you protect your relationships from unnecessary strain and potential harm. In addition to protecting your relationships from external interference, respecting their privacy also allows you to focus on the relationship itself. When you are not concerned with how others perceive your relationship, you can concentrate on nurturing and strengthening the bond you share with your loved ones. This focus on the relationship itself, rather than on how it is perceived by others, leads to a deeper and more meaningful connection. It allows you to address challenges directly and honestly without the distraction of external opinions or the pressure to conform to others' expectations. Respecting your relationships also involves recognizing the value of discretion. There is power in knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Not every argument, miscommunication, or moment of frustration needs to be aired out in public. Instead, these issues should be addressed privately, with the goal of finding a resolution that strengthens the relationship rather than exposing it to further stress. Discretion helps maintain the dignity of the relationship and the individuals involved, allowing for growth and healing in a respectful and constructive manner. Your time, energy, and resources are among the most precious assets you possess. These are finite, non-renewable resources that shape the quality of your life and your ability to achieve your goals. How you choose to allocate them determines not only your success, but also your well-being and peace of mind. However, because they are limited, it is crucial to be discerning about how you share them. Not every opportunity or person deserves access to your wealth, whether material, emotional, or spiritual. To live a life of purpose and fulfillment, you must guard these resources carefully, investing them in ways that align with your values and long-term goals. One of the most valuable resources you have is time. Time is irreplaceable. Once it is spent, it cannot be recovered. Therefore, how you use your time is one of the most important decisions you make daily. It is easy to get caught up in the demands of others or in activities that do not contribute to your growth or happiness. The world is full of distractions, and if you are not careful, your time can be consumed by things that have little value. To avoid this, you must be intentional about how you spend your time. This means prioritizing activities that are meaningful, productive, and aligned with your life's purpose. Being discerning with your time also involves setting boundaries. It is essential to recognize that not every request for your time is worthy of your attention. Some people or opportunities may drain your energy without offering anything of value in return. By learning to say no to these distractions, you free up time for the things that truly matter, whether it's pursuing your passions, spending quality time with loved ones, or simply taking care of yourself. Boundaries are not just about saying no to others, they are also about saying yes to yourself and your most important priorities. Energy is another critical resource that requires careful management. Your physical, emotional, and mental energy are what fuel your ability to take action, make decisions, and navigate the challenges of life. However, energy is not infinite. It needs to be replenished regularly through rest, self-care, and activities that nourish your spirit. When you expend energy on things that do not serve you, you risk depleting your reserves, leading to burnout, fatigue, and a diminished capacity to cope with stress. To protect your energy, it is essential to be mindful of where you direct it. Invest your energy in activities and relationships that uplift you, challenge you in positive ways, and help you grow. Conversely, avoid situations or people that consistently drain you or leave you feeling depleted. Your material resources, such as money, possessions, and skills, also require thoughtful stewardship. While it is noble to be generous and to use your resources to help others, it is important to do so in a way that is sustainable and wise. Not every cause or person is deserving of your financial support or expertise. Some may seek to take advantage of your generosity without contributing anything in return, or may misuse what you provide. To avoid this, it is crucial to assess the worthiness of those who request your resources. Are they aligned with your values? Will your contribution make a meaningful difference? Is the exchange mutually beneficial? These are the questions you should ask before committing your resources. Moreover, being discerning with your resources does not mean being selfish or withholding. It means being strategic and intentional. It's about ensuring that your resources are used in ways that create the most value for you and for others. When you give from a place of wisdom and intention, your contributions have a greater impact, and you are more likely to feel fulfilled and energized rather than resentful or drained. This approach allows you to be both generous and self-preserving, ensuring that your resources continue to grow and that you have the capacity to help when it truly matters. Emotional resources, such as your empathy, care, and love, are also precious and should be shared wisely. While it is natural to want to support others, especially those you care about, it is important to recognize that not everyone deserves your emotional investment. Some individuals may take advantage of your kindness, relying on you for emotional support without reciprocating or respecting your boundaries. This can lead to one-sided relationships where you are constantly giving without receiving in return. To protect your emotional well-being, it is important to be selective about who you allow into your inner circle. Surround yourself with people who appreciate your support, who contribute positively to your life, and who respect your boundaries. In doing so, you create relationships that are balanced, fulfilling, and mutually supportive. In addition to protecting your resources, being discerning also means being strategic in how you use them. This involves planning, setting goals, and making decisions that align with your long-term vision. Whether it's time, energy, or money, every resource you have is a tool that can be used to build the life you want. By being intentional about how you allocate these resources, you increase the likelihood of achieving your goals and living a life that reflects your values and priorities. Your faith is one of the most personal aspects of your identity. It shapes your worldview, guides your decisions, and provides a foundation for how you live your life. Your spiritual beliefs and practices are deeply intertwined with your sense of self and your understanding of the world. Because they are so integral to who you are, they deserve to be treated with the utmost respect and care. Honoring your faith means recognizing its profound significance and being mindful about how, when, and with whom you share it. Sharing your faith indiscriminately can lead to misunderstandings, misinterpretations, or even mockery, which can diminish the sacredness of your beliefs and practices. Therefore, it is important to be selective about when and with whom you discuss matters of faith. Faith is a deeply personal journey. It is something that evolves over time, shaped by your experiences, reflections, and spiritual encounters. This journey is unique to you, and it may not always be easily understood by others. When you share your beliefs with people who do not share the same perspective, there is a risk that they may not fully appreciate or respect the depth and significance of your faith. This can lead to misunderstandings where your beliefs are misinterpreted or oversimplified, reducing something profoundly meaningful to a mere topic of debate or casual conversation. Moreover, when you share your faith with those who may be dismissive or skeptical, you expose yourself to the possibility of mockery or ridicule. In a world where spiritual beliefs can be a source of contention, it is not uncommon for people to respond to faith with cynicism or disbelief. This can be particularly hurtful when your faith is something you hold dear, something that provides you with strength, purpose, and comfort. Mockery can erode the sense of peace and fulfillment that your faith provides, leaving you feeling vulnerable and disheartened. To avoid these pitfalls, it is essential to be discerning about when and with whom you discuss your faith. Not every situation or person is conducive to a meaningful conversation about spirituality. Before sharing your beliefs, consider whether the context is appropriate and whether the person you are speaking with is open to and respectful of different perspectives. Choose to share your faith in environments where it will be honored, where your beliefs will be met with respect and understanding, and where the conversation can contribute to mutual growth rather than conflict or division. Being selective about sharing your faith also means recognizing that not every aspect of your spiritual journey needs to be shared with others. Some elements of faith are meant to be private, to be cherished in the quiet spaces of your heart. These are the moments of deep personal revelation, the prayers, the reflections, and the spiritual experiences that shape your innermost being. By keeping these aspects of your faith private, you preserve their sacredness, allowing them to continue to nourish and guide you without the risk of being diminished by external opinions or judgments. However, honoring your faith does not mean isolating yourself or avoiding all discussions about spirituality. There is great value in sharing your beliefs with others, particularly with those who share your faith or who are genuinely curious and open to learning. These discussions can be a source of mutual inspiration, support, and growth. When you share your faith with others who understand and respect it, you create a space for meaningful connection and spiritual enrichment. These interactions can strengthen your own faith, deepen your understanding of your beliefs, and help you navigate your spiritual journey with greater clarity and conviction. In addition to being discerning about whom you share your faith with, it is also important to be mindful of how you share it. Discussions about faith should be approached with humility, respect, and an openness to different perspectives. While your beliefs are deeply personal and important to you, it is essential to recognize that others may have different experiences and views. Approaching conversations about faith with a spirit of dialogue rather than debate can help foster understanding and respect, even when differences exist. By sharing your faith in a way that is gentle, respectful, and inclusive, you create opportunities for meaningful exchanges that can benefit both you and others. Furthermore, honoring your faith involves living it out in your daily actions and decisions. Faith is not just about what you believe, it is about how you live. When your actions align with your beliefs, you embody your faith in a way that speaks louder than words. This authentic expression of faith can have a profound impact on those around you, often more so than any discussion or explanation. By living your faith with integrity, you naturally attract those who are genuinely interested in understanding your beliefs, creating opportunities for deeper and more meaningful conversations about spirituality. In conclusion, safeguarding the most personal and precious aspects of your life, your dreams, secrets, vulnerabilities, relationships, resources, as in faith, is essential to living with integrity and purpose. These elements form the core of who you are and deserve careful stewardship. By being discerning about how and with whom you share them, you protect yourself from unnecessary harm, ensure your growth and well-being, and maintain the sanctity of your inner world. In a world that often pressures us to be open and vulnerable, choosing wisely what to share is a powerful act of self-respect and empowerment.